So this is the first question you have from permutation and combination. First, we are starting with the questions from 2019. There is a class of 5 girls and 7 boys. So number of different teams you have to find out. So what is the combination? 2 girls and 3 boys, and there is a particular situation that two specific boys A and B will be not will not be in the same team. Okay, so just try and work this one out and give me your answers. All right, make sure you understand that it's a team, it's a combination. So these are the things which will be very important, otherwise the sums are pretty easy. Just try this one out and give me the answers. Okay. Okay. Okay, Ritaban says it's 300. Let's just see some more answers. All right. Ishika is also saying that it's 300, which is actually option 3. Great. Okay. So basically, you're making a team consisting of, 2 girls and 3 boys, and also take care of the condition that two specific boys A and B won't be in the same team. Okay. So please some more answers. Okay, I guess you just keep on calculating. I'll partly reveal the solution so that you understand how to proceed. Okay. Jan, Devashmita, okay, all of you are saying it's 300. Okay, let's just see how this one works out. Okay. First of all, this is pretty simple since there's no restrictions on how you select the girls for this team. This is pretty simple, and since we are selecting a team, we know that we are using combination here, right? So this is pretty obvious. Now there are three possible ways we can actually work out the number of boys that we are taking here. The number of ways actually. Okay. The first one is, suppose you're selecting A, that is fixed. Okay. For 3 boys, you have already selected A, so B cannot be there. So the rest of the 2 boys will be taken from 5 other boys. So out of 7, already A and B are gone. So you have 5 C2 ways. Okay. I think the first portion is all right with you. Yeah, we can also do that. We can subtract the cases where they are together. That is something we can also do. Next one is very important. It's very similar one. And the third one, I think this is one portion where you should not miss out on. Normally when we are saying that both of them, they are just refusing to be in the same team, we just go for A is there and B is not there, or vice versa. Okay, we sometimes forget that even if there's a third case where none of them are there. Okay, so this is very important. This is some simple just summations and multiplications. Okay. Yeah, this is something you can also do. You just can take an option where both of them are together. That is perfectly all right. And then just yeah, that is something you can also do. I think that's perfectly all right. So I hope this is clear with all of you, as correctly pointed out by you people. The answer is going to be 300, which is option 3. I think we'll move on. All right, so let's see the second question. If you have any problem with the previous one, you can always let me know using the chat box. Now, this is the second question. You have to find out natural numbers less than 7,000, okay, using these digits 0, 1, 3, 7, 9, etc. All right, the repetition is allowed. Just work this one out and we'll just see. Okay, I think I've already got an answer. Ritaban says it's 375. All right. I think someone's audio is on. Can you just turn off the audio so that there's no. Okay. Okay, let me see some more answer. Okay, Ishika is saying it's 374. Okay. So definitely one of you have made some mistakes. Mahak is saying it's 374. See, can you just quickly tell me what is the way you people have used? Sometimes you just, go for the, normal method where you're just adding things up, and sometimes you just use the subtraction. Like you just see what are the, complementary cases, and then you just subtract, because that's what happens for numbers like 374 and 375. Sometimes you're considering 7000 and sometimes you're not, probably that is why. Yeah, first digit, exactly, that is how you can, yeah. So some of you are getting different answers. Yeah, and you subtract 1. All right, it's a natural number. Okay. See, I'm going to show you a method. If you have any other methods which is you think will yield the correct option and is better, please do let me know so that I can share it with other people as well and we can talk about it. Okay. So I have taken a general method, maybe a lengthier one, so that, see, these permutation combination things are a little tricky. Okay. Yeah, this is what happens when you just don't subtract certain. Yeah. Yeah, that's why probably, see, whenever you are just taking the repetition of digits aloud, you can also take 0, 0, 0, 0, 5 times. That is one thing. So probably you're not subtracting that because it's not a natural number. So that's where you can go wrong. Here I have used a very simple method, which is a straightforward method. You can also go for the reverse method, that is like finding out the complementary thing and then just moving on. Okay, so this is something you have. For single digit, you have 4 numbers. All right. Okay. Then for 2 digits, 3 digits, these are pretty simple. I'm sure you know how to work these things out. Now, number of 4 digits, it can either start with 1 or 3. It will not start with 7 or 9 because that will make it more than 7,000. So these are the cases. I'm sure if you have made a mistakes, it was in this particular portion because probably you took 0, 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. Now this is very important. 0 is not a natural number, so the correct answer will be 374. Now if you look at the options very carefully, you have 372, 375, and 374, etc. So what happens is, if you're making with making any mistakes with the logical things, you can get the answer wrong. The options are pretty close to each other. So make sure you just go through each and every word very carefully. The natural numbers, that is the clue here. So probably those of you who got 375, probably you people included 0 as well. So I hope this is clear with all of you. Okay. Okay. So I think we'll just quickly move on to the next portion. Though the correct option is 1. So this is question 3. This is not really a question of permutation and combination, but since we are talking about number of selecting things and some crossovers, that is why we have yeah, keep them here. All right. Hope this is okay with all of you. Auditor, your question is not very clear to me. Whatever you have written in the comment section, it's not very clear. Okay. Yeah, one subtract, yeah, you are not actually subtracting the number one. The point is, whenever you're considering single digit numbers, okay, if you are talking about numbers less than 7,000, obviously we just don't talk about, just because 7,000 is a 4 digit number, we don't really just talk about 4 digit numbers. Even any single digit number or a 2 digit number, that will also be less than 7,000. So when you normally talk about the one digit, the single digit numbers, you have normally five options, right? 0, 1, 3, 7, 9. Since you are having here, 0, which is not a natural number, that is why we have to subtract this particular case. So that one case is what you are subtracting. So I hope this is clear with you. So yeah, I hope this is clear. If you are having any other problems, let me know. If this is clear, just okay. If you have any problems, all right, just try this one out. This is something, to do with set theory actually. Not very difficult. Just make some, Venn diagrams or any other things that you normally take help of while solving these kind of problems. I think this is pretty simple. Not really a permutation combination sum, to be, absolutely fair, but still it's pretty easy. Just try this one out. Okay. Again, here we are using the complementary method. Just find out, in how many students will at least have one subject, so that you can subtract and get the numbers. Just try this one out if you have any problem. Auditro, is this clear with you? So just write yes so that I understand. I don't have to explain anything else. Okay. So one is that actually that's the number of cases that you are going to subtract. Okay. Yeah. Great. This is not very difficult, just a simple set theory sum, just because it number just involves certain things like number of students, etc. Probably that is why it is. Okay, Ritoban, the question is, who did not opt for any course? Yeah, that's why, yeah, you're supposed to wait. Great, great. So this is something you have to be a little careful about, okay? Not opt for any three courses. So people are saying it's number 4. So yeah, this 102 is actually the union. Okay. So the students who have at least got one course, right? So this is not very difficult. Okay. Just you need to take care of, normally what happens for a Venn diagram is you're normally provided with the cardinalities of the different sets. Here they are just multiples of 2, 3, 5, etc. So you have to find the cardinalities on your own. So I'll just quickly reveal the solution and you see if you have any problems, let me know. All right. See, this is what we have. Mathematics, the obviously the multiple of 2. So from 1 to 140, you can always figure it out. Okay. So yeah, you can always figure out what is going on. Similarly, for physics, it's a multiple of 3. So the closest multiple of 3, which is there to 140, not exceeding 140, obviously. This is what you need to figure out. Okay. And then similarly for chemistry, you're going for the multiple of 5. Now, what you need is these intersections, right? Ultimately, what you're going for is the number of students who are not opting for anything, which is same as actually exactly that is 140 minus a union of three sets. Exactly. So you just take the union of three sets. I think I'll just reveal the solution. I'm sure it's going to be okay with all of you. It's not very difficult. Yes. So if you are just asking for people who have not opted for anything, it's same as the total student strength minus the number of people who have at least opted for something, which is a union of these three sets. I hope this is clear with all of you. What you need to do is to just figure out the cardinalities. Normally you are provided with that. Here you don't have them. So the multiples and all, I'm sure you can figure out how the cardinalities will work. So as correctly pointed out by you people, the option here will be 4. So I think we'll move on. So the first option is 102, which is a little confusing because that's what you get as the cardinality of the union. So read the question carefully. Okay. Chalo. Let's just say take the next sum. Again, this is not very much a sum of permutation and combination, but again, since have to do with different numbers and arrangements and picking up the numbers properly, probably that's why we have you know taken this one under this particular chapter. This is very easy. Two-digit positive numbers, okay, which when divided by 7 will either give you 2 or 5 as remainder. So just try this one out and let me know, okay? So first of all, getting 2 as a remainder and also getting 5 as remainder. So you'll get two different series and then just add them up and see what is going on. All right. If you have any problems here, you can let me know. Okay. So two-digit positive numbers, you're dividing them by 7. The remainder is 2 or 5. It's very simple. Just try with the least two-digit positive number, which is leaving 2 as a remainder when dividing by 7. And then just go on. Similarly for 5 and just find out the sum. Okay. This is more of like a sequence, series and sequence sum that we have done in the last class. So anyway, let's just see some answers so that we can take your time and calculate this one because it's not very difficult when you think about it logically. It's not very difficult. So I'm sure you will be able to figure it out. Just take care of the calculation. Okay. Mahak says it's option 3. All right. Let's just see some more answers. Then we will just reveal the solution here. Okay. Okay. Just look at the options carefully. There's a little, yeah, they're a little jumbled up actually. Yeah. So probably, yeah, just, 5, 6, 6, 5, 1, 4, etc. They're a little jumbled up. So whenever you're looking at the options, just, yeah, look at them carefully. All right. So I think I'll just reveal the answer because this is not very difficult. And as you people are participating, I'm getting some answers here. Let's just see. So it's more of like a sequence sum. So this is something we are going to get first, okay? So basically what we are going to get here is 12 terms, which are two-digit numbers, which when divided by 7 are producing 2 as a remainder, okay? So these are the numbers 16, 23, just in the, deviation of 7. And similarly, when you divide it by 5, you'll actually get 13 terms here, as you can see. So just sum of an AP that you're using here. This is an AP with the starting term 16 and the common ratio 7 and number of terms being 12. And similarly, there's another AP with 12 as the starting term, 7 as the common ratio, and also you have here 13 as the number of terms. Okay, you just add them up and this is your answer, which is actually given by option 4. So the though the answers, the options that you have been provided here with are not very close, but the numbers are pretty jumbled up. So don't get confused, okay? I hope you understand this one. Is this okay with all of you? Just there's one thing I want you people to understand. Sometimes when we take two different cases like that, okay, when we just add them up, the number of things we add, the number of numbers that we are adding here, we normally subtract the common cases. Okay, suppose I'm just saying that either a multiple of 3 or a multiple of 5. So whenever you add those two, you just subtract the multiple of 15. Okay, because that is the common case. We're not subtracting anything here, because you can't get a number that will give both 2 and 5 as remainders when just divided by 7. Okay, and also Ritoban, it's perfectly correct. Since we are talking about modulo things in the classes, as you know, the classes will be either completely disjoint or identical, so there's just no particular intersection. That's absolutely correct. Chalo, let's move on then. The correct option is 4, which is 1, 3, 5, 6. Great. So, yeah, let's just see some more questions then. Now, this is very, very important. You have a set of first 20 natural numbers, considering a function from that particular set to that set itself. Okay. So, how is this thing working? Fk, which is the image of k, okay, it's a multiple of 3 whenever k is a multiple of 4. So if you look at this domain, which is 1 to 20, if you take any multiple of 4, okay, that will get mapped to the multiple of 3. This is very important. Any multiple of 4 is going to get mapped to multiple of 3. And one thing, don't miss out on this one, this on to. So just use this and try and answer. All right, if you have any problems, do let me know. Otherwise, just try and answer this. This is a very good question, actually. Whenever you're talking about onto functions or anything, okay, or one functions or onto functions or anything, similar to that classification of functions, always take care of the cardinality of the sets. Okay, the domain and the codomain, just take care of that. Since this is an onto function, as you know that every image will be there, as a pre-image. You will get some element of the domain. For every element in the codomain, you will get some element in the domain which is mapped to that particular function. So it is very important that you understand. Aditya says it's option 3. Okay, let's just see some more answers, Aditya, then we can talk about this one. Okay, just make sure you don't miss out on the part that it is going to be an onto function. See some more answers and we'll just quickly reveal the solution. See, the solution is not very complicated from the view of from the point of view of permutation and combination, but the factual things that you have to get right for functions is very important. Okay, I'll just see some more answers and then probably we'll just talk about the solution. All right, so rest of you just try this one out. See some more answers. So just partly reveal the solution as you people just keep going on, and if you get the answers, do use the chat box and answer this one. Okay, now I think I'll just move on to this one. So the domain and codomain, both of them, they are having the same cardinality, which is 20. It's the first 20 natural numbers. All right, I hope this is okay with all of you. Now this is very simple. There are multiples of 4. There are 5 multiples of 4, which will be mapped to. Actually, there are. Oh, sorry, I have to. Okay, this is like 5 multiples of 4 and 6 multiples of 3. So you have 5 elements. Okay, and 6 multiples of 3. Anyway, sorry. So what is the thing that you notice here? For 5 numbers, they will just go to 6 numbers. Now, this is very, very important since both the sets have 20 elements and it is on to, you have to see that different elements will go to different, images. Okay, as in this will be 1 1 as well. So out of those 6 we can choose 5 in 5 ways, and also they can arranged amongst themselves in 5 factorial ways. So this is how you can obviously choose the things. Okay, or it's just 1 minute, I'll just show you the option. Just a minute. If you're done seeing the options, do let me know so that I can move on to the next slide. All right, you're done seeing the options, just write yes so that I can move on to the next slide. Why will it be 1? Okay, Mehak, your question is okay. Why will it be 1 1? Okay, okay, I will explain that. So, have you seen the options? Just write yes so that I can move on to the next slide. Okay, till then, Mehak, the point is whenever you're considering these two sets, okay, the thing is that suppose you're just saying that, suppose here's like 1, 2, and 3. I'm just giving you this thing. And suppose you have 4, 5, 6. Suppose this is not 1 1. I'm considering two sets having same cardinality. Suppose this is not 1 1. Okay, suppose this is going to this one and this is also going to this one. Now this is on 2. So you have two options here. So they are supposed to have pre-images. Suppose I'm just connecting this to 3. What about 6? If it gets connected to any one of this 1, 2, 3, obviously you understand that that will violate the rule of the function that you're supposed to, yeah. Okay, and there's one thing that you can actually understand from this particular example. All you know is about bijections and all these things. Okay, I'm sure you know about surjections, injections, and bijections, etc. Suppose you have two sets A and B. Whenever you're considering onto function, okay, onto functions, NA will be actually greater than equals to NB. And for many one found like on 1 1 functions, NA will be less than equals to NB. So these are the two things that you have to take care of. So for bijection you will have the cardinalities exactly, it violates the definition of the function. I hope this is clear. So this is also an 1 1 function which is very important. So for 5 numbers we have to choose 5 images. Out of 6 we can choose them in 65 ways, and also those 5 can arrange among themselves in 5 factorial ways. Okay, now you have already chosen 5 elements from the codomain. So that is something out of 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. Now you have 15 of them left, and since this is on 2 and there's also 15 left in the domain as well, so they have to be like more of like 1 1. So they can be arranged amongst themselves in 15 factorial ways. So as you understand, the correct option will be option 3. Is this okay with all of you? I know it's a little complicated from what you have been doing or what you will do in future. Sometimes there are the permutation combination sums which are very, very easy, but if these kind of things are clubbed with the concepts of permutation combination, you have to be a little more careful about this. Okay, so let's just move on to the next portion then. All right, this question 6, it is also very simple. You have considered boxes choosing a ball randomly and denoting that by Ni. Okay, so I hope this is clear with you. Let's try this one out. If you still have any problem with the previous one, please let me know, because I know it also clubs the concepts of functions, which can be a little daunting because there are chances of making mistakes. So if you have any doubts regarding the previous one, please do let me know. All right, I'll just try and solve this one. This is much simpler, especially compared to the last one. Just tell me the answers. You can just keep the answers Also, we can just simply go for the options, whichever is easier for you. Very simple. You have taken three numbers, like from the labels that are there from ith box, etc. So you have to find out the number of ways it can be chosen such that n1 is less than n3, less than n2, less than n3. Sorry. All right. Just try this one out. Okay. Srijan says it's option one. Okay, Srijan, let's just see some more answers. Aditya is saying it's option one, which is like 120. It's the same. Option one. All right. To see some more answers. Okay. Okay. You're just taking 10C3. Right. See, this is what you can do. Also, you like 120. Okay, I think I'm getting a lot of answers. Let's just see quickly what we can do here. So what is there is basically, suppose there are three numbers that you have taken, right? N1, N2, N3. And these numbers are coming from the levels of the balls that we have here, like 1 to 10, etc. So I think we are collecting different levels of balls. Otherwise, you don't have strict inequalities there. Now, whenever you have three numbers and you are just arranging them in ascending order, if you have three numbers, there are six possible orders. Okay. For this particular order, where n1 less than n2 less than n3, you'll just get this thing reduced. Like it should be divided by factorial 3. Okay. I hope this is clear with you. So suppose I have taken numbers like 1, 2, 3. For this particular one, you can have different orders. Okay, they can be arranged amongst their cells in three factorial ways. But since we are talking about this inequality here that is supposed to be maintained, so this will be actually divided by 3 factorial. I hope this is okay with all of you. So as correctly pointed out, the answer will be option 1. If you have any problems, please do let me know. All right. I think we'll just quickly move on to the next sum. Okay. Or so you want me to explain it again? Okay. Suppose you have taken three numbers. Okay. The numbers are coming from the numbers that you are actually, kind of labeling the balls with. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll just explain it again. It's perfectly all right. Suppose you have taken three numbers. Okay. Since we are talking about inequalities here, which are strict inequalities, it's pretty simple. Suppose you are taking this fifth ball from this one, you cannot take fifth one from that one as well. Okay, so that will violate the strict inequality. So I hope this first line is clear with all of you, that 10 into 9 into 8, etc. Now you have three numbers. Okay, and you have arranged them in orders. They can be arranged amongst themselves in three factorial ways. Out of those many numbers, there'll be only one arrangement where the order is properly maintained. This n1 less than n3 less than n2 less than n3. I hope this is clear. Suppose I take three numbers, 1, 2, 3. Fair enough. So I can have six permutations, like 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, etc. Out of this 6, there will be just one particular arrangement where you will get this 1, 2, 3, this order correct. So I hope this is clear with all of you. Okay, if this is clear, just write yes so that I can know that. I hope this is okay. Okay. Ishika, is it okay? Just write yes so that I can move on. Okay, out of these all possible arrangements, even if you had four numbers, these four factorial possible arrangements, there'll be just one particular arrangement where you will get this inequality. I hope this is okay. Chalo, let's move on to the next one then. So, question 7. Okay. So, S is a set of first 100 natural numbers. The sum of the number of non-empty subsets of A such that the product of the elements in A is even. This is very interesting. As you know, when you get the products as even or you get them as odd, just use any method and try and answer this one. You also know that if you have a set with cardinality n, the possible number of subsets you will have is 2 to the power n. Use that fact and also some basic knowledge of even and odd numbers. I think you'll be able to figure this one out, okay? Just try this one, and if you have any problems, do let me know. Okay, I think I have already got an answer. A couple of answers. Yash says it's 2. Okay, you are saying it's 2. All right, quickly, just a clue for all of you who couldn't get the answers till now. The point is, if you are talking about the products of the elements, you know that anything multiplied with an even number, suppose if it's an odd number or an even number, it'll give you an even number. So obviously, you have to find out the subsets where the product is even. Okay, so even if it's, there's one even number in the mix, it's going to be even. So I have getting a lot of answers saying it's option 2, which is absolutely correct. I will reveal the solution. Still, if you guys have any problems with the logical explanation here, please just use the chat box and let me know if I have to explain that again. Okay. Very simple logic that we normally use for, complementary events. Okay. Now, this is something you already know. So if you are considering the number of required subsets, it will be same as total number of subsets minus subsets having only odd numbers. So this is very important. We are considering here the complementary case. However, shouldn't the answer be option 2 minus 1? Okay. I mean, option 2 is the closest. Okay. All right. Mehak, Mehak, why have you included this one, like the empty set? All right. Yeah. Ritavan, your logic is absolutely correct. So, yeah, basically, it's going to include phi is, yeah, right. So, see, this is the logic we are using here. So, if you are just considering even numbers, which are getting here as products, okay, for even numbers, what we are doing here is we are just going for the odd numbers because the product will be odd provided all the elements are odd. Even if there's one even element in the mix, the product is going to be even. So as you know, there are 100 numbers, so 2 to the power 100 minus 50 odd numbers. So this is the solution actually you have. Okay. So is this okay? Or I hope this is all right with all of you, because whenever this is a question that you people have asked, whenever you're considering this 2 to the power 100 or 2 to the power 50, this phi is already included. Okay. So this is something, I hope this is clear with all of you. So as correctly pointed out, the correct option is 2. So I think I'll just move on to the next one then. I hope this is clear. If you have any other problems, do let me know. All right, so this is question number 8. Let's just quickly do this question and see what we can work out from this one. And also, let's just try and stick to the time frame. Let's just, take around 2 to 3 minutes or yeah, try and stick to the time frame. We have around half an hour left for this class. We still have 13 problems to go. So yeah, just try this one out, okay? So there are certain digits. There are two ones, four twos, one three, and two fours. Okay, you have to find out. Now this is very important. I'm just going to highlight a portion. Don't miss out on this one. Taken all at a time. Okay, this is very important. Don't miss out on this one. So basically, you are forming numbers where all of them are taken together. Okay, the odd digits are going to occupy even places. Just try this one out and let me know the answer. Otherwise, I think I'll just move on to the solution then. Just try and get this answer sorted. Try this one out and the answer. Let's just wait for a couple of minutes and see how we can figure it out. Okay. All right, Ritoban says it's 180. Okay, let's just see some more answers then. Ishika says it's option one, which is 180. Great. Okay, I'm just taking some 180 as answers. Great. So you other people just keep on trying this out, and also even if I'm halfway through the solutions, it's perfectly all right. Just give your answers. Once you get the answers, just use the chat box and give me the answer. It's perfectly all right. Okay. Okay, so all of you are just saying it's option one, which is 180. So let me just quickly go to the portion of the solution. Okay, but there's one thing, as I have already told you, taken all at a time, very important. So we basically have 9 digits. Okay, so what are the even positions? As you can see, this is actually just pointed out by arrows. Okay, so these are the even positions, but you only have three odd numbers. Fair enough, three odd numbers. So you have two ones and one three. Okay, out of this four possible positions for odd numbers, you can select three in 4C3 ways. You can select any three possible numbers from 4C3 ways. Okay, but what is this extra thing? Now that you have selected the positions, they can arrange amongst themselves in different ways. Now, out of these three odd numbers, as you can see that one is repeated twice. That is why the possible number of options for their arrangement is 3 factorial divided by 2 factorial. Now we have already got three positions which are filled up with odd numbers. Rest of them will have, there are 6 other positions for even numbers. So now we actually arrange the even numbers. This is something that you already got. So for 6 positions, what you have is 2 4s and 4 2s. That is why I'm sure you understand why we have this 6 factorial divided by 2 factorial and 4 factorial. Okay, because we have 2 4s and 4 2s. That is why don't get confused with the digit. Just be sure about how many times they are getting repeated, because you already know when you talk about permutation how we divide when we have some identical things in the mix. I hope this is all right with all of you. Okay, so let's just move on to this one. Okay, I'm just going to I just look at the sum, and I'm just going to skip the solution of this one. This is very easy and just simple thing of that you have already done in your set theory and all, and sequence and series. So I've already done this kind of sums. I think we'll just see this one, and we'll I think we'll just quickly skip the calculations. All right. So sum of natural numbers between 100 and 200, strict inequalities where HCF will be greater than 1. HCF of them and 91 will be greater than 1. And just quickly go through the solution. Let's just not waste time in this one. Okay, I'm sure you'll get the calculations right. 91 is like 13 into 7. So it'll be either divisible by 7 or 13. Okay. So let's just see what will be the sum. So sum of divisible by 7, numbers divisible by 7 and 13 minus the sum of the numbers divisible by 91. So as you know, whenever you talk about union, so just add the cardinalities, but then you have to subtract the cardinality of the intersection. Okay, so sometimes you have the intersection, sometimes you don't, but depending on that you can always figure out what is going on. And then some simple AP sums, I'm sure you can get this correct. So let's just not waste time in these kind of sums which we are already familiar with. Okay, so I think this is okay with all of you. I will just do the next sum then. Okay, still if you have a problem, always let me know in the chat box. So let's just quickly do the number 10th question. Two things, let me point out two things. These are the things you normally miss out on when the, especially when the, you know, options are pretty close to each other, and you see where you can go wrong. Strictly greater, that is important. And also repetition allowed. So try and work this one out. And this is also important, 4-digit numbers. Okay, so number of 4-digit numbers strictly greater than 4321, which can be formed using these digits. Just try this one out and let me know in the chat box. All right. See, I just skipped the previous one because you're all familiar with these kind of things. But still, if you have any doubts, please do let me know. All right. Just walk this one out, try this one, and just give me the options in the comment box. Okay, I already see some answers. Let's just see some more answers, then we will talk about the solution. All right. Just try, keep on trying it. This is not very difficult. Aditya, can you just let me know what method you have used? Have you just used the very forward method that you just break it up into cases, or you know the total cases minus the cases which are supposed to be, you know, subtracted? Okay. All right. So I just want you people to try this one out and let me know the answers. Okay. Then I'll just quickly move on to the solution. Just see. So, all right, let me just reveal a part of the solution as I'm getting some answers here. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is something we are starting with. This is the simplest case. If it's starting with 5, okay, there's no other restrictions or anything. So this is the simplest case you can take. So if it's beginning with 5, for the rest of the positions, all 6 numbers are open. Okay. So I think that is all right with all of you. Then we are making certain cases. Okay, now onwards whatever we see will start with 4. Okay, after 4 we have taken 5. All right, since we are taken 5 in the second position here, and the given number is 4321, there's no such restriction on the rest of the two portions. It can be anything. Okay, it'll still be strictly greater than 4321. I hope this is okay with you. Similarly, 4, 4, this is going to again give you cases where it's going to be strictly greater. You can also combine these two, that is perfectly all right. Okay, I have made different cases so that you have better clarity of understanding. Otherwise, if you take 5 or 4 in this portions, you won't have any restrictions on the rest of the places. Now, this is very important. Now we have taken 4, 3. This is important as we have already come down to 2 places of the given number. So for this one, we have certain restrictions. Okay, since this is going to be strictly greater than 4321, it cannot be 2 or less than 2. Okay, it can be 2, but we are not taking this case now. So there are five, 4, or 3. There are three options. For this one, it's perfectly open. Another case we have made here, so it cannot be one, it has to be strictly more than one, so it cannot be one or zero. So two, three, four, five are allowed. So we have just given the entire case breakup here. I hope you understand. We can just add them up and get the answer. As you see these two cases, you can just add them up as well. Like for 4, you can get 5 or 4 in the second position, where there will be no restriction on the rest of the staffs. We can club these cases as well, but I have made separate cases so that you have a better understanding of what is going on. I hope this is okay with all of you. If you have any problems, please let me know. Okay, otherwise I'll just quickly move on to the next one. All right. Okay, so this is question 11. Again, very simple, just simple calculations. I'm sure you'll get the answers correctly. This is very simple calculations. Just try this one out. Now, as I have already told you, whenever you're seeing these kind of sums, there are certain things you need to take care of. This is the highlighted portion, at least. That is very, very important. Okay, at least. So when you have at least 3 people, so you know that there can be 3 or higher number of members. Okay, so this is something which is very important. Do take care of that. I think the rest is pretty simple. Just try and answer this one. Okay, I've already got my answer. Oh, your guess is too great. Yeah, great. See, the point is, okay, even if you work one out, you will actually get the Ishika says it too. I'm sure you people will get this one. This is not very difficult. Okay. I think you people get this one. I don't think it's very difficult. Just make the cases, and as we are talking about these kind of sums, be sure what we are doing here is at least 2 people, 3 people. These phrases which are hidden in the questions, they are very, very important. So I think I'll just quickly reveal the answer because it's not very difficult. Okay, so let's just see how we can solve. In the meantime, if you get the answers, just keep on giving the answers. So see, this is what we have taken. Okay, at least six male members. All right. So there are actually total 8 male members. So what are the cases? You can take 6 male members. Okay. If you take 6 male members, as you understand, total 11 people are there. So you have to take 5 female members out of 5 female members. Similarly, 7 male members and 8 male members. Okay, so this is something we have got up to this one. I think after this one, you can also calculate what you will get in terms of the female members. Similar thing, if you have 3 female members, you will get more and more cases, because as you see, 3 members, 4 members, and 5 members, consequently the number of male members will decrease. And these are simple cases of combination. I'm sure you will work this one out. This is absolutely easy. Just be patient with the calculation. Exactly, you don't have to calculate females, it will be pretty similar. That's what I was talking about. You see, the difference is pretty similar. So that's it. I think, yeah. But just I want to ask you one question. If you just work out this first 78, that is perfectly all right. So if you just get 78, you can eliminate option 1 as well as option 4. But how do you eliminate option 3? Okay, see, that is also very important. How do you eliminate option 3? Is there any reason why you can eliminate option 3? You don't have to calculate the 78. Option 3 was n equals to m minus 8. This is one question I wanted to ask you, because once you get m equals to 78, you can obviously eliminate 1 and 4. Okay, so this is very important. I hope you understand. I'll just quickly go back. Okay, because even with maximum number of males. Okay. Mhm. Yeah, see, this is what I'm telling you. Okay, so suppose from the 78 you can just get rid of two options. All right, that is why I was asking you, make sure you also consider the other options. Okay, so yeah, Yash, you want to see the options? Great, just a moment. So I hope my question is clear with you. I'm not saying that you cannot discard option 3 from observation, or at least by finding the first part. I'm not saying you cannot discard that, but just the way you can easily discard 1 and 4. The third option is something that you should be a little more careful with. Okay, so since you are using the portions where you are discarding the options just by going halfway through the calculations, this is something I wanted you to understand. Yash, if you're done seeing the options, please write yes so that I can move on to the next slide. All right. Okay. Chalo. I hope this is clear with all of you. Okay. I think the correct option is 2, as pointed out by you people. So, okay. So let's move on to the next sum. A lot of text, but just figure out the informations which are required. All right. Okay. Yes, a lot of text. We just figured out the important information from here. Okay, what you can make out from this is like equilateral triangles and rows and columns, etc. Whatever are there, so just figure that out. I know there's a lot of text, so yeah. But when you see the solution and the logic used in the solution, it's not very difficult. Okay, it's not very difficult at all. As you understand, it's a lot of text, so yeah, maybe that is a little disturbing. Just take your time and work this one out. It's not very difficult. Okay, I have got one answer. Yeah, right. That's what I told you. If you just figure out you just read the question and just extract the important information, you'll see that that will actually consist of more time just than solving this, because the solution is not very difficult. Just understanding just forming the equation is more important. It's not that difficult at all. Okay. Try this one out. It's a different thing from what you have been doing so far. Not very difficult though. Just read the question carefully, because it involves a lot of. Okay, I will wait. Okay. Is this a trick question? Well, depends on your knowledge. I think we have done this before. Okay. Your options are not matching with your. Okay. See, if you have to find out the number of balls used in making the equilateral triangle. Okay, you have already done this with Manish ji. Okay, so all of you who are in Manish ji's class, I don't know why are you taking so much time then. Ritamandan, you give me the answer first. Great. So if you have done this one, okay. Nah, but I don't remember. Great. Okay. So this is even better. You have done this one. So see, this is what happens. This is very frustrating. You see this kind of a question with monumental amount of text, and then you are like, yeah, bah, okay, you remember a lot of things but not the procedure. Great. So I think I'll just reveal the solution, at least the part of the solution. Let's just see what we can do here. See, this is what, okay, you are getting 19. Aditya, that's the number of balls in each side. That is the side, okay? So if you consider the total number of balls which are required to make the equilateral triangle, so what is that is the first line I have written here. So you have to put the value of 19 there, okay? So this is something I'm sure you people have figured it out. So first row, there are like there's like one, and then there's two, three, etc. So if I just assume that there are n rows, which is actually the side that we are considering, okay, this is the number of balls we are using for making the triangle. All right. So the side has n balls. So what will the square have? The square will have n minus 2 balls in each side. Now, as you can understand, this is what we get according to the questions. These are the number of balls we used for making the equilateral triangle. This is for the squares, and this is what, okay, so this is what it is. So you simply solve for n, and that's what you get. Now, always look at the question. I know it's pretty daunting because there's so much text going on, but just see what you're supposed to find out, the number of balls to form the equilateral triangle. So go back to the first line, put the values, and I'm sure you will get the answer. All right. So if you have any problems, please do let me know. Otherwise, I think I'll move on because we still have around 8 sums left. So is this okay? So, Mehak, it's not that I'm just saying that each side has, this is what I have assumed. Okay. This is what I have assumed. Just let me give you a quick, let me draw a picture so that you understand better. Okay, Ritaban, just 1 minute. I'll just go to the previous slide one more. Just let me just work something out here. Suppose I'm working with three. So this is one. Okay. In the next one, you have two. All right. In the next one, you have three. All right. So this is 1 plus 2 plus 3. And if you just look at the sides, how many do you have here? Along the sides, you'll have 3 each. Okay. And here also. So in the equilateral triangle, Mehak, is this clear with you? Just write here so that I can go back to the previous slide. Okay. Yeah, this was a trick. This was a trick because you just need to. Then it's not clear. Okay. Okay. All right. See, what we have done here is, suppose, just 1 moment. Okay. I just use a pen. So what is, see, what is there? So the first row consists of one ball. Okay. This is okay. So the next one will have two. Okay. Just pardon this hand. Then we have three, and so on. Suppose you don't know how many number of balls you'll have finally in the last row. Suppose I'm assuming it's three. Okay. Now, if you see this equilateral triangle, just assume that it is equilateral, nothing else. All right. If you see every side, this one, it has three, this has three, and this has three as well. So I have just hoped that the number of, just assume that the number of balls we are using per side. So this is what, where I'm starting with. Okay. This is where I'm starting with. I'm just imagining that we have n balls in each side. So what will be the total number of balls? That will be here. It's like 1 plus 2 plus 3. So if you are having n number of balls, what is said here? The first row has one, the second row has two, so it will be the sum of first n natural numbers. From there, we get n into n plus 1 by 2. Is this clear with you now? Otherwise, just tell me where you are having the problem so that I can explain better. They said n per side. Uh, yeah, No. N per side. N is not the total number of balls. The total number of balls will be actually 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n, which is the sum of first n natural numbers. That is why you can see the first line. Okay, I hope you understand this. Still, you don't, if you have a problem, still, you just can let me know. Okay. Yeah, I'll just go to the question one. Ritaman, you have to figure it out on your own because you're the only one who will be there uh, in the examination hall. So, yes, unless you get to cheat, you have to figure it out on your own. So, this is more of like an aptitude question, you know. But we also, we obviously use some ideas for permutation and combination. That's why it's included here. If you're done seeing the question as well as, you know, you're understanding the solution properly, just write yes so that I can move on. Is there any other questions that you people have? Just take your time and understand this because this is a little different from what you normally do, okay? So take your time, there's no hurry. I hope you understand what is going on. Still, if you have a problem, please let me know, all right? And if you're done seeing the question or, yeah, so just say yes so that I can move on, okay? Take your time. It's a little, it's okay. I'll go over it later. Okay. So is the solution okay with it? Just I know there's a lot of text, so read that properly. You will understand what is going on. All right. And whenever you are saying that, see, the question you are asking me about what was there in N, what is N, no one told what was N. This is what I have assumed here. Okay. Because see, when you are considering number of balls, that is going to be a very complicated solution. All right. Because as you see the rows, okay, as you see the rows, what is given in the particular question is the first one has 1 and the second one is 2, 3 and so on. So if you just think about from that perspective, it will be a little difficult. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is why I started with the number of balls in a side so that you understand. See, if you consider the base, that is also a side, right? So that is the last row you are having. So from there we have started. That is absolutely fine. We have started with this one for easier things. So up to this portion, Aditya, you got up to this portion and then you just forgot that we were supposed to find out this one. So I hope this is okay with all of you because I'm sure the solution does not involve a lot of calculations which can go wrong, but it's more of like an aptitude question. And to all of you who were in Manishji's class, you remember that it was there and it was smooth and you forgot the rest of it. Okay, great. So much text, yeah. What can you do? You cannot just, you know, it's not, still, it's not WhatsApp. So, yeah, let's just see. So I hope this is okay. It's option 4. All right, chalo, let's do the next one. Just quickly do this one. Okay. Now, if you just remember everything with permutation and combination, then you just forgot the divisibility by 11. Then what can I say? This is very pathetic if you just forget divisibility by 11. Just use this one. I think it will be very okay. Okay. Just try this one out and you see the answers. Okay, I've already got an answer from Aditya. Aditya, you're saying it's 2. All right. Just take your time. It's not very difficult. Okay, I think I'll just partly reveal the portion of the solution so that you understand how to proceed. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is how it works. Okay. You have 6 digits. this is what you need. You get the odd positions and the even positions, you add them up, the difference should be a multiple of 11. So you have to arrange these numbers in such way so this difference remains a multiple of 11. Now it's up to you to check and see how you can get different types of combinations going. Okay, so these are going to be the groups. Okay, one position will have this 1 to 9 and another position will have this 0 5 7. Is this okay with all of you? I think after this portion it should be okay, because this is having the sum 12, this is also having 12. You can check the other sums won't work. Now this is the number of ways. See, what we have done is, first you take this A1, A3, A5 as the first one, and A2, A4, A6 as the second one. So they can arrange them amongst themselves in 3 factorial ways, and the even positions they can arrange amongst themselves in 3 factorial ways. This is the first thing. Now what we will do here is, initially for this one, this is something we have taken as odd position, this is even position. So this is what it is all about. Now if I'm taking the different case, now suppose I'm thinking that this is in the even position and this is in the odd position. Now it gets a little tricky here, because as you can see that there's 0, and this odd position, this is A1, this cannot be 0, and that's why we have this 3 factorial into 2 into 2, because for the first position we'll have two options, either 5 or 7. For the second position you have again two options, and for the last you just have one option. So that's how you get 60. Is it okay with all of you? If you have any problems, please do let me know. Otherwise, just say yes so that I understand you have understood this one. Okay. It's a little tricky because you still have to get the, groups properly. I hope this is clear, because as you understand, the first portion that you need to figure out is entirely dependent on your knowledge from junior classes. So, yeah, I think this is okay. All right. Chalo. The correct option is 2. All right. So I'm just taking the next question. Now this is very easy. We can just quickly give me the answer. It's more of like what you do with diagonals, etc. Okay, I've already got an answer. Or maybe, okay, how do you designate numbers to the positions? Okay, all right. So, Aditya, what we have done here is we have taken from the unit digits, okay? From the unit position. That's the first one, and so on. Is it okay? Yash has also a question. Why did this second 3 factorial? Okay, yes, the point is now you have got this group sorted. Okay, the first group was 1 to 9 and 0 5 7. So as you understand, in this odd positions you will have 1 to 9, and even positions you are having 3, 0 5 and 7. Now they can arranged among themselves in 3 factorial ways. Okay, now 1 to 9 can arrange among themselves in 3 factorial ways, as well as 0 5 7. So that is the first case. Again, when we switch sides, we'll also get different things, but in that case be a little careful, because for the 0 you're not supposed to give it in the position A1. Is this okay with you, Yash or Aditya? If you have any other questions, is this okay? Just write yes so that I understand. I don't have to repeat anything else. All right. Or if there's any problem, I hope you have understood where this 3 factorial into 3 factorial came from, where this came from. Okay, still if you have any problems, do let me know. Okay, yes, you're still confused. All right, I'll just use this one. 3 factorial into 2, it was not 3 factorial into 2 into 2. I'll just quickly go back to the previous slide so that you can understand. Okay, now this is, I think I'm just going to write this. I am sure you're okay with this portion. Okay, suppose you're taking this A1, A3 and A5. Okay, these are the odd positions. Suppose they are in odd positions, so this 3 factorial is there, and they are in even position, so this 3 factorial is there. So I hope this is understood. Okay. Now what we are doing here is, now they are in the even positions and they are in the odd positions. For the even positions, they can be arranged in three this is corresponding to this one. Now for the odd position, what you have is, okay. Okay, I see a lot of answer. Yash, I hope this is clear with you. All right. All right. Chalo. Auditro, is your doubt cleared? Just let me know if you have any problems. All right. Okay. Yes, I hope you have understood this one. Just simple things, okay? Just take care of the individual cases that you have to make here. Okay, I've already got some answers for this one. This is very, very simple. It's more of like the diagonals. This is the correct answer, 20C2 minus 20. If you just join any two, you know how you can just connect them, 20C2. And we are taking combination here because since we are talking about, suppose the diagonals and all, AB and BA are the same diagonal, and then we just subtract the number of sides. So it's 170. I hope you have understood this one. And even if you have made some mistakes, I am sure you have understood why you made the mistakes. So the correct option is one. Perfect. So let's quickly go through the ones, okay? Since we are trying to complete this with, yeah, within time. So we still have around 6 questions left. Let's just quickly try and solve these ones, and so that we can kind of wrap it up within, 7:30, maximum 7:30. Let's just do this one. So be a little careful, because whenever you have identical objects and whenever you're choosing them in totality, like in 10 objects, you're choosing them, you know that the identical objects, they're all similar. So it doesn't really matter. So this is something you have to be a little careful about. All right. So just try this one. It's not very difficult. I'm already got an answer from Auditro. That's okay. Auditro says it's 2 to the power 20. All right. Actually, your answer was pretty quick. Can you just tell me what method you have used or anything? Because maybe you can have easier solutions that what I have got here. So do let us know in that case. All right. So some of you are saying three. Okay, okay, that is something you will eventually get. All right. Oh, that is something you'll eventually get from the binomial theorem. All right, chalo, I'm getting some answers. So this is very, very important, since we have distinct cases of identical and distinct objects. All right. So this is very important. So you have this one. For the first case, whenever you're talking about identical things, it doesn't really matter. So in every case, as you see, we have talked about the distinct one. And this is something very important, as we are talking about something we normally use for binomial theorems. If you're not familiar with the particular result, it's pretty simple. You can just add 21C11 up to 21C21, and then you can see how this NCR and NCN minus R will be similar. So from there you can easily get the answer. I hope this is okay with all of you. If you have any problems, please do let me know. Just use the chat section and tell me if you are having any other problems. All right. Is this okay? So should we move on? Or you have any difficulties? All right. Let's just see. All right. Just move on. Then, chalo. Let's check the next sum. So the correct option is 3. All right. Now this is also very simple. You have to just figure out the equation and solve for n. It's not very difficult. You can just point this one out. Not very difficult though. try this one out. Basically, you'll get a simple equation which you need to solve for n. Okay. I think you people have already sorted out the equation. So just keep on calculating, and also let me know if you just find out the answer. Just let me know in the chat section. All right, Aditya says it's 25. Let's just see some more answer. I'll just partly reveal the solution. I'm sure you have figured out up to certain portions. So this is very, very important. What we have taken here is number of ways of selecting people, at least one boy and at least one girl. So we have taken total number of cases and subtracted the cases where there are all like boys and girls. So this is what we have found out. All right. So I'm getting some more answers. Okay. So this is something you can do. You can see, you can make separate cases, or you can use the clear one. Okay, you can similarly use a straightforward method and also the complementary events, whatever you take. So I think solving n will be pretty simple from this portion. So you reject n equals to minus 28 because you're talking about number of persons. So that is why the correct option will be option 3. Yeah, this will be faster because you don't have to make separate cases. Okay, so since you are taking the entire number of cases, so you just subtract the cases which we are not going to consider. All of them are boys and all of them are girls. I hope this is okay with you. Is this okay with all of you? So if you have any problems, please let me know. This is not very difficult. I think the text was pretty simple. And what you need is the basic knowledge of permutation combination, so that you can figure out the equation. Then the solving is pretty much algebraic. There's nothing much you need from permutation and combination except for some ideas of factorial. So, all right. So I'll just move on to the next sum then. Okay. All right. Make sure you understand that this is very, very important. You have 5 digits here, sorry, 5 numbers here that you have been provided with, and you have to make a 6 digit number. Okay. And okay, this is what you are going to do. And this is very, very important. As you understand, used at least once and 6 digit numbers. This is very important. So make sure you understand what is going on. All right. If you have any problems, please let me know. Just try this one out. Mehak says it's 1800. Okay. It's not actually very difficult. Okay. Just let's try this one out so that. No. Oritra also says it's 1800. Great. Great. You just move on. All right. I think whenever you're given these kind of sums, you just keep on calculating, and as you get the answers, please let me know in the chat box. So just understand that you have actually 5 digits, okay, numbers, and you have to use all the numbers at least once. So for 6 digit, at least you will have one number which has to repeat, right? So which one will repeat? You can choose that in 5C1 ways, which is 5 actually. So once you're done selecting this one, you actually have six elements, out of which you have two similar elements. Okay, so now you have 6 elements, out of which there's one particular number which is repeated. So that is why you divide that by 2 factorial. So the entire number of cases will be this one. So 1800, as correctly pointed out by you people. So the correct option is 1800. Okay. Chalo. Then let's move on. If you have any problems still, you can let me know. Not very difficult. You just have 5 numbers and 6 digits. So you just get one more number which you have to select from the rest. Yes, Debashmita, it's 1800. I think this is okay with all of you. All right. So you just choose the extra digit from all these five numbers in 5C1 ways. Once you're done with it, you have suppose six elements, okay? Out of which there are two identical elements and four are different. So I hope this is okay with all of you. So question number 18. This is also pretty simple. Just some, simple calculations of combination. I'm sure you will get the answer. Just make sure you understand at most three red balls. So you understand what are the cases you have to take here. Okay. So this is the reason why you have to read the text very, very carefully. All right. If you have any problems, do let me know. But these are the kind of tricky bits that you never should miss out on. This at least, at most, exactly, these kind of things. Okay. So just try this one out and let me know the answers. I think it's pretty simple. Just calculations of combinations. I think we'll be done with this. So you already know what at most means. Okay, I've already got an answer from Mehak. Mehak is saying is option 3. All right, which is 490. Great. Aditya is saying it's 490. Great. So all of you people just keep on calculating this one. All right. Okay. This is pretty simple. You're getting the answers perfectly correctly. I'm sure it's not very difficult. So these are the option at most three red balls that you have used here. So number of ways for the first one, you understand that there are like three white and four black balls. So whatever you are selecting, how many questions, Mehak? We have just two questions left. Okay, we'll just wrap it up by 7 at max, 7:30 at max. So 490, I'm sure you are okay with this one. Okay, just make some sub cases and you know how to figure out which one you're taking from either red or white and black, whatever you have left. I think this is okay. The correct option is 3. Right. This is question number 19. Yash, just 1 minute. I'll just show you the question again. Just 1 minute. And if you're done seeing the question, just write yes so that I can move on. All right. Question. Okay. Chalo, let's just move on to the second last question. The number of four-letter words that you can make from the letters of the word examination. Okay. So as you understand, what you need to figure out is how many E's are there, I, N, etc. So you understand a clear vision of distinct elements and identical elements, because that plays a very crucial part in sorting the things out. Okay, just try this one out and yeah, you know. Okay, okay, okay. Says it's pretty simple, so we can skip this one. Yeah, actually, see, there are certain questions which we can skip because they're pretty straightforward, true. But we try and cover everything. So if you people are comfortable and confident about this, I have no problems keeping these things. Okay, 2500. Aditya, you're supposed to find out the answer, right? 2500 approx. Great. So I'm sure this is going to happen. You don't want to calculate. Wow. Great. So see, I'm sure you can know how we can make different cases. Okay. So you basically have four letters. So you can choose all distinct letters and then two same, two different, and two same of one kind and 2 same of another kind. So for the different things, you have to calculate the possible options, okay, distinctly for different cases. And as you know, then you just add them up and get your answer. Is this okay with all of you? If you have any problem, because the cases are little, I know this is a little tedious where you have to go for all the calculations, but at least understand up to the portions this, like 8p4 or 3c7, sorry, 3c1, etc. At least understand up to these portions, okay? The calculations, I'm sure you people can figure out, and after literally 3.5 hours you are exhausted. Maybe that's why you don't want to do the calculation, but I'm sure, I just want you people to be sure with the logic. Is this okay? I think I'll just move on. Okay, if you have any if you still have any doubt with the logical things that we have taken here, you can already let me know. All right. Okay. Yeah. Aditya, how did you approximate? I'll just show you the last question. By the time people are figuring this one out, how did you approximate? Huh? Okay, you did approx calculation. So you made the separate cases, right? Then you did the up. Okay. I hope at least you have made the separate cases and then approxed it. Otherwise, then, I don't know. Great. Wow. So just figure this one out. This is very, very easy. This is our last question from permutation. And yeah, of course, you made the separate cases. Otherwise, if you have just kind of, approx this out, then great. Life is an approximation. Great. So, yeah, this is the last one. Just quickly give the answers. This is very, very easy. Okay. 5-digit numbers. Again, understand that 5-digit numbers without repeating any digits, and the 10th digit will be 2. Okay. This is a must have. The 10th digit will be 2, and you don't repeat other digits. 10th place. Yeah. The 10th place, actually. Okay. I've already got the. Oh, no. Oh, you have understood. Great. Just finish off this one. Okay. I think that's it. I hope after we are done with the solution, we are going to be okay with today's class. All right. Chalo. See some. Make sure you understand that you cannot repeat the digits. Okay. Just try this one out. It's not very difficult. The 10th place is fixed. Otherwise, you can get some. Okay. Ritoban says it's 5. Okay. Just see some answers. Just see a couple of more answers, then I think we'll just reveal the solution in this particular chapter. It's been a long time that you people are doing the class now. It's almost been 3.5 hours. So let's just see. Aditya says it's 8. So at least one of you have made a mistake. So let's just quickly see what's happening here. Okay. 0 is included. Yeah. So this is what you have here. Okay. So, okay, you take back your answer. So give me the new answer then. So as you understand, 2 is already taken for the first position here, which first position as in from the left side. Okay, you cannot put 0 there. So you have 8 options. So this position and this 2 is gone. So for the next one, you have 8 options, 6, 7, etc. So this is what you have. Though this has been multiplied here, you don't need to do that. You can keep it in this product form and then just cancel it out when it goes to the other side. So I hope this is okay with all of you. All right.